Well, we've gotten used to Congress waiting until the last minute to get things done. This time, they are doing it, as you well know, with the Patriot Act. Yesterday, President Obama said the stakes are too high to wait any longer.
I don't want us to be in a situation in which, for a certain period of time, those authorities go away, and suddenly we're dark, and heaven forbid, we've got a problem where we could have prevented a terrorist attack or apprehended someone who was engaged in dangerous activity, but we didn't do so simply because of inaction in the Senate.
Well, the Senate is going to be back in session tomorrow. They're returning to Washington in the afternoon with only a few hours left to renew portions of the Patriot Act before those segments expire at midnight. Senator Rand Paul, a Republican who is also running for president, tweeted this just a short time ago. There has to be another way. We must find it together. So tomorrow I will force the expiration of the NSA illegal spy program. Now, if the provisions expire, President Obama, Attorney General Loretta Lynch, and some Republicans like Senator Daines say that Americans will be vulnerable to new terror attacks. But critics say it is time to stop violating Americans' privacy in the name of security. Senator Steve Daines of Montana backs what he calls a compromise. It is known as the USA Freedom Act. Here's how he described his concerns about how the law stands currently.
I know firsthand the power that big data holds. I also know the great risks that arise when this power is abused. There is a clear and a direct threat to American civil liberties that comes from the mass collection of our personal information and our phone records.
That was about a week ago, and the senator joins me now live in Washington. Thank you for being here, sir. I appreciate it.
Glad to be here, Poppy.
As you just said, you know that there's a lot of power in data. You know there's a lot of risk when that power is abused. Explain for our viewers how the USA Freedom Act ensures that the power is not abused, because Rand Paul and others do not think it's the answer.
Right. Well, prior to serving in Congress, I spent 28 years in the private sector. In fact, the last 12 years working for a cloud computing company. I've seen firsthand the power of metadata. The USA Freedom Act ends the bulk collection of metadata. It ends the NSA collecting millions of phone records of innocent American people. And so, first of all, it's important we protect national security, that we keep the homeland safe from terror attacks. But we also must protect the personal liberties and the freedoms of the American people. So, and that's the balance. And the USA Freedom Act, I think, strikes that right balance. And we're just 3 votes away from passing it a week ago.
Yeah, and Rand Paul clearly saying today he's not going to help you get that through. We'll see if others do. Here's what it doesn't end, though. It doesn't end the companies, the phone companies, the internet companies gathering that data. It changes it can't just then stream directly to the NSA. You have to go to a court to get the able to access that data.
Right.
Some people say the company shouldn't be collecting it either.
Well, what's important there, though, is it ensures that we comply with the 4th Amendment, and that's due process. When there's a need to get records on a terrorist, on a criminal, there's a process to go through with judges to ensure that we can get that information to either prevent an attack or to prosecute a terrorist or a criminal. And that's the balance we want to strike here. We want to allow our law enforcement the ability to get the information they need, but we must end the bulk collection of data on innocent American people.
You are close to Senator Rand Paul, a Republican presidential candidate now. Today he issued this statement, as I just read, saying he's going to force the expiration of this program. Do you believe that he is putting the nation at risk by doing so?
Well, I think it's important that we allow the Senate to debate this important act. Let the senators come to the floor. Let us debate amendments. Let's move forward here, put the USA Freedom Act on the floor of the Senate, and let's have an open debate in front of the American people here.
If he won't support it, sir, do you believe that he's putting the nation at risk? Because if you can't get that through, this expires, and so you have nothing.
Yeah, well, the Senate needed to have acted a week ago. A week ago today, we were 3 votes short, and when I was fighting hard on the Senate floor, it failed by 3 votes to move forward on it. We would not be in this position today. But going forward now, we must put the USA Freedom Act on the floor. It passed overwhelmingly in the House. A Second Circuit Court in New York ruled it is illegal. So it's time for the Senate to act. We'll have the bill on the floor tomorrow, and we're going to move forward as quickly as we can here to get it passed.
Go ahead and finish, sir.
Well, and to get it passed and ensure, again, I think the USA Freedom Act strikes that right balance, protecting the homeland from terror attacks while at the same time protecting the personal freedoms and liberty of the American people.
One of the things that a lot of us find interesting is the fact that, you know, we did hear from the president about it yesterday. Loretta Lynch did one interview about it last with CBS, but we haven't really seen sort of a huge rush to the media from lawmakers on either side, other than we've heard a lot from Rand Paul about this. Do you think perhaps the president, his administration, maybe some Republicans, John McCain, others, should have been out even more this week?
Well, I'm out speaking about that today. I think it's very important that we get the additional 3 votes that we need. I think we'll get it passed on Sunday night. Now, by the rules of the Senate, with objections and so forth, the Patriot Act may very well expire Sunday night. But we've got to start moving forward here. We could have done this a week ago. And this is the nature of Washington, D.C., is always managing by crisis, which is very unfortunate. But the next step is to put the USA Freedom Act on the floor of the Senate tomorrow night. Let's pass it and start the debate, and then we should be able to get the vote through by certainly the middle of the end of this coming week.
You sound like you do think you have the votes, though.
I think we're going to have the votes. If the USA Freedom Act is put back on the floor of the Senate tomorrow night, I think we'll have the votes to proceed.
We'll be watching. Senator Steve Daines, thanks very much.
Thank you.